They want $12.58.
So I'm not getting chicken today.
It's $9.96 more than my House Brothers. Using space I got.
I absolutely love that idea.
These are fast food packets. Stewed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce. I have a cabinet in my living room. Nobody knows it's there.
You can hide stuff in plain sight.
Flour tortillas, turkey breast.
I think you're doing pretty darn tootin' good.
Hello everyone, this is Kimberly. I'm going to show you my pantry. This is the only pantry I have. We have all our oils and sprays, macaroni and cheese, hamburger helper, pasta meals, rice meals. Keep in mind, my working pantry and my stockpile pantry are the same thing, and I just rotate through.
Okay, so that's brilliant. Your stockpile and your regular pantry are just one pantry. Really, guys, I did not fully understand that people were confused about this. My stockpile and my pantry are not separate. They are all together. I am just rotating through my stockpile all the time. So good job, Kimberly. And by the way, I love your pantry. That is pretty darn tootin' cool.
This is more rice and then just some canned goods there. Peanut butter and jelly specifically because I learned in the 60s at Woodstock, the only thing that wouldn't spoil in the heat and the rain was peanut butter and jelly, and that's what most of the people were eating. So I think it's a good stockpile item.
Okay, Jack was watching me edit and he said,
that's a woman right after my own heart.
Then you said something else.
I could eat peanut butter and jelly all day for the rest of my life probably, and I wouldn't mind.
You'd be good with it, huh?
Yep.
I have some packages of Nora rice for quick dinners. This is all of my stock cubes. I have 8 of them, along with some other packages. That George Washington, it's a powder. And it's gorgeous. It makes beautiful, beautiful broth, and I use it in my soups. I use these salad dressings for my marinades, and then I have some canned goods behind there, just some vegetables. This is like my fruit shelf. This shelf, this is my brown sugar. I have more. This right here, that's Tara's seasoned salt, which I keep and just refill a smaller jar. I also make it and gift it because everyone that eats it at my house wants the recipe and wants some. This is baking soda, which I put in a ball jar with just the Parmesan cheese top that fits on it, and I use it for cleaning.
That is a great idea. I did not know that well, I think I've seen this somewhere, but I didn't know it actually worked. I've never seen anybody actually do this. Parmesan cheese lids will fit on mason jars, and then you have a shaker mason jar. That is great. I'm so glad that actually works. I'm going to give that a try.
Now, we're going to go in the back. This is what's wonderful about this pantry. I'm not a huge baker. I do have things for baking. I have these Crisco cans because you stick some birthday candles in them and it makes a great emergency lighting. That's the main reason I have them. I don't really bake a lot.
Okay, that is a really good idea. The Crisco does make a great emergency light, but let me tell you, Crisco is now super, super expensive. Now, she may have got this before prices went up, which is fine. But just so you know, check garage sales and thrift stores because you will probably find cheaper candles at garage sales and thrift stores than making a Crisco candle now. So check those thrift stores and garage sales for free or super cheap candles. And I mean, I'm talking 10 cents to $1 for great big ones.
Yes, I can make my own breadcrumbs. Not always. I, too, have fibromyalgia and some other medical issues that make me tired all the time. Here are my vinegars and my canned potatoes and some beans. I love canned potatoes. They work great and they're easy to throw in dishes.
You've got a few medical conditions. Listen, guys, if you have a medical condition, I'm not saying go crazy with your grocery bill, but I do too. Some things, if canned potatoes will help you stay at home and eat instead of eating out, buy the canned potatoes. I would rather have you buy canned potatoes and use that for your dishes. If you have a chronic health condition, then going out to eat and spending way more.
These are my mustards. My husband loves mustard, and I even kept, you know, Christmas gifts. Sometimes they give those little mustards. I have those in there. Tara tip. Got that from the grocery store. Now, yes, I can make my own. Don't always feel like it, so I have the mixes here. Down here, I have more salad dressing, garlic, and the jalapeno juice that my husband can't live without. That's just ketchup and Worcestershire, and I do make my own salsa. My husband prefers the paste, believe it or not. I just have cornmeal, a bag of baking soda, the freeze-dried eggs, macaroni and cheese, pancake mix, tang. That shelf is all rice, and again, it's for us and making dog food in an emergency. This is a container that held the Great Value coffee creamer, and now it is full of oats because I think it's better packaging than the paper. More salt. Now you're going to see these. The only time we buy pop is for company, but I had this empty space down here in my pantry. This one's empty. That's more vinegar. You probably can't even see that. That one's full of canned corn. So I didn't want to waste space.
That is brilliant. I absolutely love that idea. Oh my goodness, I have never seen that before. Just turn a soda box up and your cans will stack in there. That is great. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm just floored because that is one tip I have never seen before. So you would just lay your cans on the side and they would just go in there just like regular cans, and then just on the front, just take a Sharpie or whatever, or if you can't see it very well because it's dark, just take a white piece of paper, write on there and tape it on the front of the box what's in there. I absolutely love that idea. For those awkward places where you really can't store things, that is brilliant.
I have my potato spuds. I have soup, tomato paste, tomato sauce, green chilies. I make a lot of white chili soup, white enchiladas, more stockpile items, you know, the red beans and rice. You know, I took the tip from Jill that you have to keep in mind how much water you're going to have on hand. You can't just stock dry beans and rice and expect to have all this water to cook it. So I have it in cans.
Hey, I'm glad you're listening. Yes, guys, in an emergency, you may not have water or a means of cooking food. So you need some foods that you can just open the can and just eat them. Corn, SpaghettiOs, raviolis. You can just eat green beans without cooking them, and peas without cooking them. So have some foods in cans that you don't need to cook or warm up in case you can't get water or heat to cook.
That's just emergency sauce if I need it, and mushrooms. Now this light's working, so maybe we can see better. I have the macaroni and cheese that does not require separate milk and butter. It's just a packet, a few packets of the ramen. I have the canned beef and chicken and turkey, canned chicken, Spam. Here's basically where I keep all my beans, canned beans. I make a lot of chili, so I go through it a lot, and then I just buy more. And my canned chicken, my husband loves chicken salad. I make it a lot, and we go through a lot. And I always check the bottoms to make sure they're not dented. Mike, just using space I've got. That is all chickpeas. This is all stewed tomatoes. And this is all diced tomatoes. The pasta in here, that's my stockpile pasta. And then I go through that about every year, empty it out and put new in. So here's my pasta. I have lots of coffee creamer for my husband. I have flour and bags of flour in containers behind it. I have an entire tub of ramen. I figured if somebody came to my door and they were real hungry, that would be a good thing to give out. In here are my 72-hour kits. I've given them as presents. I also have them for myself.
So for those of you who don't know what a 72-hour kit is, it's a kit that you put together to survive for 72 hours if you need to. Food, a water filter, things like that. Something to get you through 72 hours in case you have to evacuate or whatever happens. But it's just a kit that you put together for an emergency situation.
Now, I have right here, starting there, I have 3 of these stacked back there. But again, that's my stockpile sugar. I usually work out of this. And then again, you just rotate it through. Okay, now we're in my dining room. And I wanted to show you that I have this shelf that we bought. It was just a standalone at an antique mart. We got it for cheap, brought it home. Those jars with the blue and white check tops, those are all my dry goods. My pasta, my beans. I've got sugar, I've got lentils. But I don't have anywhere to put them, so I just made them part of the decor. And this is part of the way that you can, you know, have your stockpile in limited space.
I love that idea. I did that without even thinking about it in my pantry, but that is a brilliant idea. Like I could do that with the jars above my cabinets. I could just store my dry beans and stuff up there as decoration. I just think that is the best idea. That is just absolutely brilliant. So guys, decorate. Even pasta would be pretty, and they have really pretty colored pastas. If you just want to really decorate a lot with it, you could get the green and the yellow and the orange pastas that they have. I think that's great. I think I'm gonna steal that idea this summer and put some of my beans and stuff up top. I just love the old-fashioned look like that.
Now, I've never ever shown this to anyone, just so you guys know. This is my Emergency. I have a cabinet in my living room. Nobody knows it's there. You open it up. I have my emergency food. I have packets and packets of emergency food. Ways to cook. I have my, that's a butane burner that I can just put on the stove and use. If the electricity is out, I have an electric stove. More cans of ground beef. Lots of Augustin Farms. Keep in mind, I bought all this stuff when it was on super sale. I did not pay full price for anything. And then all I do is close it up. And it's in the living room. It just looks like a regular cabinet. Nobody knows it's there.
I think that's great. You guys, you can hide stuff in plain sight. You can put foods in coffee tables that open up or down. You could put it under your couch. You could put it under your chairs. You could put it under your bed. You could have, like, I have a dresser in my living room. I could put it in there. I use it for storage for all my video equipment. But I mean, if I didn't have the video equipment, I could put extra food in there if I needed to. I think that is a great idea. She's got extra on hand. Guys, she lives in Wisconsin. So she's like us here in Wyoming. You never know when you're going to get some pretty bad storms and have no power for 3 or 4 weeks. So I think it's great that she has such a good stockpile just in case she loses power or can't get to the store. I think they're further away from stores, especially with if you have disabilities or illnesses. This way you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store. You have food on hand. And notice she made sure she had a way to cook her food also. You are doing good, Kimberly. I am really impressed.
I had to show you this, Tara. This is a shelf I have in my kitchen just for my cookbooks, and your cookbook is right there next to my grandmother's Better Homes. And then Not Just Beans, I have Clara. And Jack Monroe, who is an English cookbook author, she did the Tin Can Cook. The proceeds go to food banks. Teaches you how to have recipes just with tin cans. So I just wanted to show you the cookbook shelf.
Oh my goodness, you have Not Just Beans. So for those of you who don't know, that was the original name of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. I know, a really bad name. We were bad at marketing back then. But, well, I don't know if we're any better, but Not Just Beans was the name of our cookbook. That is great. And it's even still plastic wrapped. Oh my goodness, you've got a collector's edition there. And then she has the 20th anniversary edition also. So with her $100 credit, I think she might get the new editions because it's got more recipes, but Kimberly has been with us a really long time. I absolutely love it. I mean, that's at least 20 years old. So Kimberly, I knew you had been with us a long time. I didn't realize it had been 20 years that you have been following us. That is just too cool.
This one's going with my pantry video. I have regular coffee here. That is part of my prepper supply coffee. I also have the individual bags of freeze-dried coffee from My Patriot Supply. It's wonderful. And you can make just a cup of coffee without a coffee pot. Just pour hot water in like a tea bag.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I don't know what it is with people against instant coffee. So instant coffee, my grandma, that's what she drank when she just wanted 1 cup of coffee. Everybody's got all these fancy Keurigs and all this kind of stuff. Grandma just used regular instant coffee. So I'm not quite sure why people, I don't know, comment guys, tell me, why have people stopped using instant coffee? Because really, I think it's a great alternative to all these crazy machines like Keurig and all that kind of stuff, to just put a little bit of instant coffee in there. If I understand right, it's just freeze-dried coffee, so it shouldn't taste very bad. I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't know. Maybe what we should do is taste test Michael with instant coffee versus all the other stuff. Find somebody else who drinks coffee. Mike drinks coffee, just not that much. But I don't know. Instant coffee used to be a regular staple in everybody's house, so I think it should be brought back.
Now, when I make sweet tea, I found it's much more economical to buy the gallon bags and just use one of these. And so I get 24 gallons of iced tea for each one of these. They were $4.98. I think they went up a little bit, but it works out great. These are all of my fast food packets, which I have separated in Tupperware according to like Chinese, Taco Bell, Arby's. This is some extra sugar that we bought and my husband didn't like, so it's still up there. This, yes, coffee pods, because sometimes my husband likes to have decaf, so We have individual ones for that. Also for company. This is not coffee. This is my husband's sugar. He's on a strict diet. And so I keep his sugar packets in there. And that's just some hazelnut coffee. It's nice in the fall and Christmas. It is pouring rain. I can't get to my chest freezer, which is kept outside in the pump house, which is a little house above the well. I have a chest freezer in there. Chest freezer has things that I've gotten on sale like chicken, hamburger, vegetables, tons of frozen tomatoes, and some venison that a friend is keeping in there. I just won't be able to get to it today, but just know it's full. This is my gardening. I have got things that need to go in the deep freeze because my freezer's full of stewed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, marinara. That is my own pear pie filling with pears from my trees. I'm just waiting for my friend to get his venison out so I can put it away. Here we have a leftover shelf, just about like everyone else. There's some encore dinners in there, and that thing is full of leftovers, leftover soup, anything that's a leftover. I put it in there. And every so often, we just have a week where we eat everything out of the freezer. And down here, I have broccoli, corn, peas, and a whole bunch of frozen cherry tomatoes that need to be made into sauce. Up here, tortillas. I have my yeast, tons of it. I have my tomato paste, leftover tomato paste. I have frozen spinach. I take a can, I drain the spinach, and then I separate it out in like 4 bags, and then every time I need a little bit of spinach, I can take it out of the freezer and put it right in the recipe. Here is my seeds and my tomato skins, which when I get my dehydrator back, I'm going to, or I'm just going to do it in the oven. I am going to dry all that out and then blend it up into tomato powder. Some butter. These are for keeping things cold from the grocery store because we live 20 minutes from a town. We have lots of stores, but we have to drive far to get it. And when it's 95 out in the summer, you need a cooler to keep your frozen things cold on the way home. This is my sweet tea, coffee creamer, eggs. I keep my dairy, pickles, mayo. That is lunch meat and lunch cheese for the sandwiches. Here I have a shelf, usually dedicated all to leftovers. As you can see, we have some leftovers to go through. And an empty shelf, which yes, has water. My husband can only drink water, and so I allow him the bottled water. And usually I'll put salad bags there, or if I have a big roast or something I'm thawing, I'll put it there. This is the veggie drawer. I have cucumbers from the garden. I have a head of lettuce. I keep my celery in foil. It stays fresh a lot longer. Gotta watch that camera. Let's see. Some sweet peppers. This is just my onion and potato drawer, and I keep them in separate things so that they're not up against each other. And you're probably wondering, why does she keep that in her fridge? Because she lives on a farm and we're trying to deter critters. Okay, so we have eggs and butter, tons of pickles, some different sauces. This is my bacon grease. All these sauces I use in cooking. Now, spices. Just so you know, I had a fancy thing in here, but I can't afford the nifty little bottles. So I gave up, threw it out, wiped my entire drawer with peppermint oil, again, deter critters, and just lined up my spices like this. I have them grouped, and my overflow of spices I just keep in the second drawer. Just so you can see the picture out my back door, that's my barn. My fire pit, that's the pump house where the freezer is. This scale. Oh my gosh, the story on this scale. This scale. My grandparents, somewhere around 1900, great-great-grandparents had a store, and that was the scale they used in their store to weigh everything. I just like having it in my kitchen. Those are tomatoes I still need to oven roast, and tomatoes still trying to get ripe. And we will try not to show you how dirty the house is. I'm just going to show you this so you can see I definitely found a shelf that I wasn't doing anything with. Top shelf, all my medication. Bottom shelf, all stuff for the dog. Middle shelf, nothing but soups and chilies and stockpile items to eat in an emergency, which in the winter my husband eats it and then we rotate through it. But I gotta show you this. My husband and I had a fight about this. Oh, this one isn't this bad. This has an expiration date of 22. Some of these, let me find another one. Let me see if I can find an old one. Okay, this one has an expiration date. Oh, you may not be able to see it, of 21. So we do keep them. Okay, now my husband is having day surgery today. So I came down to get some lunch, and I didn't like anything they were offering on the hot stuff. So I thought I'd try to eat healthy and just get myself a salad. This is not that heavy. I made myself a Cobb salad, broccoli, and then some fruit. Believe it or not, $8.31. That's $8.31. And I have my water that I brought with me from home. So moral of the story, if you gotta go somewhere for the day, pack a lunch.
Oh my goodness, $8 for that little bit of food. That is crazy. Yes, every time we go to the hospital, Mom has her bag all ready. If I go, then I just pack my bag real quick as I'm going, but always throw in a few granola bars. You can have them pre-packed. There was a time where we were going to the hospital all the time, so we just kept bags packed for the hospital. And keep a book in there, keep some granola bars, some tea bags if you're a tea drinker, coffee, instant coffee if you want, something like that. But I would keep something in your to-go bag all the time for emergencies like that, because that is crazy. Or if you know you're going to the hospital, pack yourself a sandwich. Guys, it's okay to pack a lunch and take it to the hospital. Seriously, these prices are ridiculous, and she's right. $8 for just that little amount of food that would probably have cost me about $1.50 to make at home. Wow.
I just wanted to show you prices. Now I have 3-pound bags of chicken breasts that I got at another store, manager sale, $4.99 for the bag. Here at Walmart, it's $9.74, if you can see that. And then the 4-pound bag of chicken breasts, they want $12.58. So I'm not getting chicken today. And the bag of potatoes was $3.47, but the gas station has them for less than $3, so I'll get the potatoes at the gas station. You know, the little mart that's attached to the gas station. And another chicken here. All natural chicken breasts, $13.78. 23. That's not a good enough deal. Ground chicken is $3.64 a pound. Ground turkey, so 3 pounds for $10. Ground turkey, and that's on super sale. If you just want a pound, they want $3.80, and that's on sale. So yeah, no chicken today.
Very good. The price is too high. She's just not going to buy it. She's going to use another meat. Kimberly, that is great. If like beef hasn't been on sale very much lately, so I just haven't bought any.
All right, now I'm in the beef section looking at hamburgers because the regular hamburger is too expensive. In here on clearance for $9, 10 Billy Goat burgers. 100% pure beef burgers. So that's a little bit less than, what, 90 cents a piece, but still cheaper than eating out. So I'm gonna get those.
Okay, now what she's not saying is she's actually going by the pound, seeing how much it is per pound, I think. So go by the pound, not by how much the package is. Because a lot of those meats, they weigh different amounts. So the price is going to fluctuate from time to time. So that's why I go by the pounds and ounces instead of just the dollar amount.
Now I know Tara's always doubting prices on meat in Wisconsin.
So this is frozen. This is the already frozen ground beef. It's the cheapest way you can buy it. $4.44 each for the 70% and $4.94 each for the 80%. Or it says 85%. So it's really hard to find cheap beef here. Just great value burgers, 12 of them, $14.82.
And then if you come over here, great value beef burgers,
They want $28.97 for 30 of them. And then if you get 12, it's $11.97. So it's basically $1 a burger, and those things don't taste that great. So I have hamburger in the freezer. What I'm going to do is just probably, my husband's not going to make a trip to another store, and I don't drive. So
I'm gonna go ahead and get one of the frozen cheap beefs just to make like chili or something.
The price you're paying in Wisconsin is about the same price that we're paying here in Wyoming. So that's why I try to just wait until it goes on sale at the other grocery stores that we have in town. And I usually, well, not, so here's the thing. I buy the box of hamburgers for the boys. It's like $3.30 or 40 cents a pound here. But hamburger doesn't really get less than $3 a pound here. So I go ahead and get the pre-made patties for the boys when I'm not able to cook, so that they just have something easy to pull out of the fridge. Yes, it is slightly more, but I figure for, I think it's like 20 cents more a patty. For me, the convenience of doing that is worth it.
You guys might think I have it easier because I don't have kids at home, but I have a husband at home. So he cannot live without his trail mix, which is $6.47. Paper towels because kids are coming. This they have on sale right now for $3.68, and I'll probably get one or two more. Again, kids, husband. The little pot pies they had for $1. I got 4. Okay, now I just opened my second can that I had for backup of coffee, so I'm going to buy another one to replace it. Hills Brothers is up to $9.16. Unbelievable. Look at Folgers, $12.98 for Folgers. But then if you look at Great Value, it's $9.96. It's actually 80 cents more than my Hills Brothers. So I'm going to buy my Hills Brothers. I've also added seafood croutons. You can get them cheaper at Aldi, but I'm here for like $1.27. Flour tortillas, I've got 20 of them, 2 packs of 10, they're $1.98 a pack. I did get some sun chips, those were only $3.50, so I got 2 of those. And I got some Spanish rice to go with the tacos, which yes, I can make my own, I know, but I don't know if I'll be up to it, so I just bought it. The pop, they have a sale right now, $5 for a case. That's for my son. So my husband's crackers, he can't live without them. He can't live without his bottled water, so there's a case for him. The cheeseburgers, the french fries are for the cheeseburgers. I wouldn't normally spend $5 on french fries, but they're for my son, so I'll do it. These are the best ones. And then I've got, yes, turkey breast, which I could do cheaper myself, but I figured that way my son can just grab sandwiches. He also likes string cheese. Crystal Farms here is made here in Wisconsin, and it is the best tasting. I got Colby Jack, Great Value, just 1 pound. I've got a cream cheese. That's Great Value brand, so that was like less than $2 for one of those. The yogurt for my husband. I got only 1 butter because it's like $3.68 a piece. And I can't find butter on sale right now, so I know sales are coming up, but my son's coming in a few days, so I got butter. I got some milk and some coffee creamer and the bacon, which was $5.98 for a pound of Oscar Mayer, which is a really good price for around here. Usually it goes for more than that, so. Even though I bought extra food for my son and his fiance coming, that's still about the level in cart fullness I would do for a month. So, and I had the water and the pop in the cart with everything. The total was $213.46, and that's about what I spend a month. And the only thing outside of that is dog food, which can run anywhere from $35 to $55 depending on what flavor it is. So there you have it, my shopping trip.
Okay, you're spending slightly less than $200 a month on groceries for 2 of you. Kimberly, I really think you're doing pretty good. I mean, you could cut out some stuff like the bottled water and the chips and a few things like that. But honestly, if that's about what you spend a month, I think you're doing pretty darn tootin' good. So she sent me a breakdown of everything that they have for their bills because I was like, okay, what's your biggest problem? She said, well, I want to save up for these things and do these things. Listen. You're spending $200 a month on groceries for 2 of you. That's pretty good. I mean, you could probably cut $50 out of your grocery bill, but at this point and stage of your life with you not feeling good and your husband having some health issues also, I would just go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. Now, if you want to save a few $100s, you could save $500 or $600 if you want to eat some off of your stockpile for 2 or 3 months, get caught up for what you need to, and then add an extra $20 a month on your grocery bill if you wanted to go ahead and add to your stockpile. But honestly, I really don't know that I would cut anything else in your grocery bill. So I think you're doing pretty well. I would say one of the big expenses, it sounds like, is your animals. So I would say it sounds like you have more than one. Once they start going to the big, how do I say this delicately? Once they start fluttering and joining Buster in heaven, then I probably would not get more than one after that. And when I do, I would make sure it's a small animal, not a big animal. Everybody asks me all the time, how do I save on my animals? Don't get a 50-pound dog. A 50-pound dog is going to eat 50 pounds of food a month. That's just the way it is. And so I would definitely cut back on the animals. That would help you save some. As far as actual groceries go, you're doing really well. I am super impressed with all those tips and tricks. I really don't see, I mean, you can cut a few places if you want, but if your husband's wanting those treats and that kind of thing, well, you're not spending that much. So I would say you're doing a really good job. And I would think after watching us for 20 years, you would be. So I'm really impressed you're putting everything we preach into practice. And I'm just so excited to see someone who's following all of our tips. You've got a good stockpile. You're shopping the sales. You're shopping the ads. You're not buying things when they're not your target price. You guys, you've got it down. I don't know if you're overweight or not, but you know, if you are, you could lose a few pounds maybe, and that would help save a little bit on the grocery bill. But you know, $200 a month, you guys are doing great. Guys, please go watch this video next. Visit us at livingonadime.com, and we will see you guys next time.